Morning, everyone. It's Christy here at Cottage Grove Quilt Company. I want to welcome you today and let you meet my friend, Tammy Silvers. Hey, Tammy.
Hello.
Tammy is a quilt designer, fabric designer, and all-around quilting guru. So, Tammy, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Sure. So my name is Tammy Silvers. I design under the label Tammarinis. So I am, as Christy mentioned, a quilt pattern designer. I design a slew of patterns, just going to be honest. They do run the gamut. So if you're thinking, well, Tammy, what style are you? That's a very good question. There's a little bit of everything for everybody. There's paper piecing, there's traditional piecing, there's guided improv, there's Studio 180 friendly, and then there's the faux curved piecing. And we're going to talk a little bit more about faux curved piecing in just a little bit. So I also design fabric. I design fabric for Island Batik. So I design batiks. So I show a lot of quilts made out of batiks because they are fabulously versatile. So if you have a preconceived notion about what a batik is, that might just challenge that notion of what a batik is. Now, I've been designing under the label Tammarinis since 2013, which also is one of the reasons I have so many quilts under my quilt library. Now, I'm thrilled that I'm going to be coming to visit Christy here in the shop, and I get to offer a lecture, and I love, love, love. I don't know about you. Don't you love eye candy? I love quilters' eye candy, getting to see all the beautiful quilts. And what we're going to do in that lecture is it's going to be interactive. We're going to have a discussion about how our choices, how our choice of fabric, of value, of placement can really have an impact on the overall quilt design. And the whole focus of the lecture is to empower you to tell your quilt story, because we all have stories in us and we're all creatives, and expressing those stories, those ideas, those thoughts in quilts is how we as quilters beautify the world, right? So we're going to do that. And then I'm thrilled because we get to make a quilt together. We're going to be making Melon Blossom. That's the quilt that you see here behind me. Now, Melon Blossom is one of my faux curved piecing quilts. Now, what is that? Well, curved piecing, all these lovely curves, they're beautiful, but some folks are like, I'm not so sure about curves. Well, that's okay, because you know what? Even though this looks like it's curved pieced, it isn't. Yeah, faux curved piecing employs traditional piecing and then combines it with some fusible applique. Now, don't clutch your pearls. Fusible applique is completely fine, completely fun. And hey, if you're a traditionalist and you want a needle turn, I can empower you to do that. But the whole premise of this technique is quick and easy. Now, I'm going to show you two different versions, or at least you're going to see little glimpses of two different versions. But before I do, this quilt actually has a pretty interesting history. At least I think so. So years ago, my husband's boss let us stay at his hunting cabin. Now, it is a hunting cabin, so this was not very shushy. It was very primitive, very basic, very, very charming little hunting cabin. On the master bed was this gorgeous vintage flour sack quilt. Now, if you've ever seen a flour sack quilt, they're very scrappy, because in that time period, women used what they had. It was that thrifty time period, use what you have, right? Use it up, make do or do without, that kind of mindset. So there was this feed sack quilt, and it was all in these pumpkin seeds. So while you see great big blooms behind me, on Phil's quilt, Phil is the boss, Phil's quilt, every patch was different. It was all very scrappy, very soft colors, because it was feed sacks that had been used and the quilt had been used. But for whatever reason, when I saw all of those beautiful soft pumpkin seeds, this is what my mind went to: giant blooms. I know, I don't know. That's where it came from. So that's where Melon Blossom was born. I said, Phil, can I borrow that quilt? And he said, sure. No questions asked. Absolutely, Tammy, borrow it. Great aunt, and I can't remember the aunt's name. My apologies, great aunt, but I can't remember the great aunt's name, but his great aunt had made it. He let me borrow it. I studied it. I looked at it. I forgot to take pictures. I know, but that's how Melon Blossom came about. Now, Melon Blossom, this is the Island Batik version. So I did tell you I design batiks and I do a lot in batiks. And this one is lovely, has sharp contrast. We've got some beautiful midnight blue for our background. And we've got pink blooms and we've got peach blooms and we've got lavender blooms. It's just a riot of color, right? Now, I did make it in a print line long time ago. So if you're looking for this fabric, I'm so sorry, folks. It's old. But let me pull back the curtain and show you the other version. So this version is more what I think of as my English garden version, right? Okay, so let's see if I get that. There we go. This is done in a variety of prints, but it's employing the same concept. The fabrics are grouped by color. So we have a pink bloom. We have, you can see up here in the corner, an orange bloom. We have blue blooms, but we have a riot of print going on as well. So it has a very, very different feel. So these are just two different versions, but imagine what you can do with your own fabric choices, your own color choices, right? Now, I'm going to pull this back so we have a nice smooth view. Melon Blossom is a large bed-size quilt, but I know sometimes folks are like, I just want to try it. I just want to do something small and see if I like the technique first. We've got you covered because there is a table runner version as well called Garden Stroll. So the table runner version would just be 3 big blooms in a lovely large table runner. So not quite the time commitment, right, to make it. If you want to do a table runner instead of doing the full-size quilt. Now, either way you go, table runner or bed quilt, that's going to give you a great opportunity, if you want to play around with some decorative thread stitching as well. And we'll talk about that in class. So in class, we're going to learn a few different things. We are going to be doing some traditional piecing, and then we're going to be talking about approaches to fusible applique. And then I'm also going to discuss the opportunities for some decorative thread work if you want to. Absolutely not required. So I hope you think that sounds like a lot of fun, because I absolutely love this. This is one of my favorite classes to teach. It's, excuse me, it's a lot of fun. It's very relaxing, and you have a gorgeous blooming project when you're done. So I hope that I get to see y'all at Christy's shop for the trunk show, because it's going to be a lot of fun, a lot of eye candy. Oh, and don't tell anybody, because then they're going to want to come, right? There's going to be prizes. Who doesn't love prizes? Who loves prizes? I love prizes. I love prizes. Yes. So there are going to be prizes at the trunk show. And then the next day, we're going to be making a quilt together. It's going to be just a giant party. We're going to have so much fun. And I'm looking forward to seeing you there as well.
Well, Tammy, thank you so much. We are going to be having Tammy here on April 1st. No fooling. That's when her trunk show is. April 1st, no fooling. And then April 2nd is going to be the workshop. So registration is now open. So get out there and register now. So that way we can make sure her classes fill up and sell out. Tammy is renowned throughout the quilting community, has taught at numerous major shows. So it is a treat and a privilege to have her come to our shop. All right. Thank you, Tammy.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye, guys.